Welcome to the Team Afterburn studios, where we film the Team Afterburn workout of the week every week. Today we have a high-intensity, resistance-based workout that's going to kick your butt. Once again, I have my lovely wife Holly helping demonstrate the exercises so you can get the most out of this at home. Today's workout is 2 circuits, 5 exercises, 6 rounds each. You're going to do 1 round on the right side for those exercises that are single arm or single leg, and then you're going to do the second round on the left side. So you've got 3 rounds on the right and 3 rounds on the left. So let's get started. Exercise number 1 is the slider knee tuck. This is an intense core workout. What you're going to do is you're going to use the sliders. You're going to put your toes in the center of those sliders so they don't come off. Then what you're going to do is get into a plank position, raise those knees, hips just slightly elevated, so you got just a slight bend but not too high. Then you're going to bring both of your knees up. Now if that's too much, just one knee at a time. Just like that. If that's too much, just hold a plank. If that gets to be too much, come down to your knees. Just remember to always keep that head up, not let it drop. If you don't have access to a slider, you can use paper plates on a carpet, or you can use towels on any type of a hard surface floor like tile or wood. Okay, exercise 2, circuit 1 is the jump squat. What you want to do here is the key thing to watch when this exercise is to drop the hips when you go into a squat. So once she comes down, she's dropping the hips, not the chest. She's not falling forward. Then she jumps up. Go ahead. Now this is an explosive exercise designed to get that heart rate up. If this is too much for you, just go ahead and remove the jump. Again, dropping the hips, not the chest. What you don't want to see is somebody who drops only about here and then falling forward. That's going to put a lot of stress in that lower back and it's going to start to hurt. Exercise number 3, circuit 1, is the goblet split squat. So when we get into the position of this one, we take a nice lunge backwards, but we're not going to be coming back up into that standing position. We're going to stay right here. That's why it's called the split squat. Make sure that you have a nice distance between here. Keep this back foot straight, so you don't want to turn it in or turn it out. Go ahead and drop for me. She comes about 4 inches above the ground. Her front knee does not pass over her front toe. It's about a 90-degree angle here and almost a 90-degree angle in the rear, making sure that that chest is keeping straight the entire time. You don't want to fall forward. That puts too much stress on that lower back. That's a perfect split squat. To make it easier, just go lighter or shorten the range of motion. So we'll drop the weight. And again, if that's too hard, if we're just starting off, just lower the range of motion so you don't have as much range of motion. But remember, when you come up, don't lock that front knee out. That takes the pressure off your glute and it makes it easier. So we want to keep the tension on that glute the entire time. Remember to push through the heel. If you push through the heel of your foot, you'll feel it more in the glute. Okay, exercise number 4, circuit number 1, is the dumbbell overhead press. All you're going to do is bring it up into a neutral grip, which is parallel, and then you're just going to press. Back down to about 90 degrees, so you stop right about there, and then you press up again. Now, if you don't have enough weight to be able to get the most out of this exercise, you can add a squat into it. So she's going to squat down, come up, stop. We're not using momentum to drive the weight up. We're actually stopping at the top there and then driving it with our shoulders. Because this is a shoulder workout, but this will help get that heart rate up. You can use jugs, milk jugs, you can use cans of beans, you can use soup cans, anything to add load to this exercise. Exercise number 5, circuit 1, is the suspension bodyweight row. All we're going to do here is you got to have a set of these straps here. You're going to lean back and you're going to pull with your elbows. Don't pull with your biceps, you want to pull with your elbows, meaning that you're going to feel this in the back here. You should be squeezing your back to get that motion to happen. You only need to come to about a 90-degree angle and then back down. Now, to make this exercise a little bit harder, easier, is just move back, and the further you go back, the easier it is. The further you go in, closer to 90 degrees underneath this strap, the harder it is. It gets a lot more intense the further out you are, the further in you are. Now, if you don't have access to a strap, come over here. We're going to demonstrate the kettlebell row, or anything that you have that actually adds load. So it could be a gallon of water, it could be a bucket, whatever it might be. You want to get a nice lunge back, keep that back straight, keep the head up so that we keep our spine in a neutral position and we protect it. You never want to injure that spine. So go ahead, you're gonna row. Again, you're pulling with the arm, or with the elbow. And when you do this, you just come up to about a 90-degree angle. You don't need to go so far. Keep that elbow tucked into your side. So just rub against the side of your body right there. Now remember, you're gonna be running through this the first time on the right side, the second set is on the left side, and so on and so forth. Exercise number 1, circuit number 2, is called the slider runner. It's a little bit more cardio based. We're gonna kick that heart rate up, but it's still a very intense core workout. Once again, you want your feet centered in the sliders, then you're gonna get into a plank position, and you're simply gonna rotate your feet forward and backwards. The faster you go, the harder this is. If that's too much, we can simply do mountain climbers, or you don't have access to sliders, mountain climber, just like that. Now, if that's a little bit too much as well, you're just gonna slow that pace down. Just remember to keep that head up, back straight, hips slightly elevated. Great job. Exercise number 2, circuit number 1, is the jump lunge. Once again, a little bit more cardio, but it's still working our legs very well. What you wanna do is get yourself into a lunge position, and then you're gonna jump up and switch in the air. Now, if that's too much, all you're gonna do is simply walk back. Remember to keep that chest up the entire time. You don't want to be falling forward and putting too much stress on that lower back, otherwise you're going to start to feel a little bit of pain in that lower back. Great job. And if you need to, you can just simply limit the range of motion. So go slower and limit the range of motion. That will bring your heart rate down. Exercise number 3, circuit number 2, is the goblet step up. Now you want to find a solid, stable surface to step up on. Do not do this with a chair because it's going to tumble over and you're going to get hurt. So make sure that whatever you're stepping on is a solid, stable surface. You can always use stairs if you have stairs in your house. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bring the first leg up, and we're not going to switch when we do this exercise. We're going to stay on that single leg the entire time. Remember, when you go into the second round, you're going to switch to the other leg. So you're going to keep your chest up, come straight up. Don't put that foot up here, the second foot, because then you're just getting rest. You notice she has her knee just slightly bent when she comes up because it remains tension on this entire exercise. So you're not removing the tension. Puts more stress on that muscle, breaks it down better, and you're not coming over that front toe. If you start coming over that front toe, either the surface is too high or the load is too heavy. And again, you can use water jugs, you can use sandbags, you can use whatever you need to increase that load and keep that chest up. Okay, exercise number 4, circuit number 2, is the medicine ball push press. Now, you can do this with a gallon of water, you can do this with a sandbag, a barbell, dumbbell, whatever you have to actually increase the load on this exercise. What we do is we start we hold it up just in front of just below our face at chest level. We're gonna squat down, drop the hips, and we're gonna drive it up. Now remember, we're driving from the hips and we're squatting. We gotta be able to get into that squat position and open those hips. We're dropping the hips, not the chest. We don't wanna be dropping the chest like that. That puts way too much stress in that lower back. The heavier you can go on this exercise, the better. So slow the cadence down, use as much resistance as you can. If you don't have enough resistance, then I want to see that heart rate come up, you just go a little bit faster. Exercise number 5, circuit number 2. So this is the last exercise. This is the TRX push-up. What you're gonna do is you're gonna grab both the handles, slightly come back. The further you go back, the harder this exercise is. So if it's too much going that far back, just simply walk out a little bit. You're gonna come into a push-up position, elbows at about 90 degrees, and then come back up again. Again, if it's too hard, go ahead and walk forward. It makes it a lot easier. So the further you come up, the less the load is on that press there. So if you need a little bit more advanced version of this, I'm gonna stress that this puts a lot of stress on your shoulder joints. So if you've had any shoulder injury or anything related to your shoulder in that upper body, chest, shoulders, this is probably a little bit too advanced for you and you shouldn't do it. However, if this is something that you can do, all you're gonna do is come into this push position here, and you're gonna keep your arms slightly bent. You don't want them locked out. Keep the elbows slightly bent, come down, and then you come back up. And when you come back up, squeeze. So down, come down, squeeze up, and don't go past. When you come down, don't let that arm go past parallel here. If you don't have access to a strap, TRX strap or any other kind of strap, you can simply do a push-up. Go ahead and get down into that plank position. When you push up, you keep that head up straight so we get a nice neutral spine. Come down 90 degrees and back up again. If that's too much, drop to your knees. Keep the hips low. Make sure the hips are low because that will give you a little bit more load on that front. Don't forget to review the workout included in this video. And if you have any questions or comments, you can reach us on Facebook, or you can go to the Team Afterburn website for some more helpful tips. Again, I want to thank my lovely wife, Holly, for helping demonstrate the exercise, and I want to thank you for joining us for the workout of the week. We will see you next week at the Team Afterburn Studios, where we transform bodies and change lives.